Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes history doesn't wait for us. It rushes in. It collides with our lives in unexpected ways. And that is exactly what we are witnessing right now. In one single week, three powerful moments have shaken America. Charlie Kirk's bold and emotional tribute, Ilhan Omar doubling down on her controversial stance, and a shocking tragedy, an ABC affiliate newsroom. Tonight, we are not just telling a story. We are entering into the heartbeat of a nation divided, a people grieving and a future uncertain. Stay with me, because this is more than politics. This is about identity, about memory, about the price of words and the weight of actions. Charlie Kirk is no stranger to headlines. As a founder of Turning Point USA, his voice has stirred countless debates. But this time it was different. This time, it wasn't a rally for policies or a fight against opponents. It was something deeper. It was a memorial. When Charlie stood before the crowd, the air was heavy. The silence before he spoke was louder than any applause. He wasn't speaking as a commentator. He wasn't speaking as a strategist. He was speaking as a man carrying the grief of a nation that feels it is losing its way. He spoke of sacrifice, of soldiers who never came home, of families left with folded flags instead of warm embraces. His words painted pictures of courage, but also of pain. And in that moment, the audience felt it. Tears filled eyes. Some clenched fists in resolve. Others bowed their heads in quiet prayer. Charlie Kirk was not just making a statement. He was delivering a tribute that demanded we look inward and ask ourselves, what are we really fighting for? But while the tribute moved many to reflection, it also became the spark for another fire. Because on the other side of the aisle, another voice refused to soften. At almost the same moment, Congresswoman Ilhan Omar was making headlines of her own. For years, she has been a lightning rod for criticism, praised by some for her boldness, condemned by others for her defiance. And this week, she doubled down on issues that many see as sacred, on words that many see as divisive. Omar refused to walk back. She stood firm. She reminded America that she will not be silenced, no matter how strong the backlash grows. To her supporters, it was courage. It was a refusal to bow to political pressure. To her critics, it was arrogance, proof that she disregards the very pain Kirk was trying to honor. This collision of voices, Kirk's tribute and Omar's defiance, revealed something raw about America. Two leaders, two visions, one country torn between. And then, as if the nation wasn't already stretched thin, tragedy struck again. In the middle of debates, speeches, and political storms, real-life tragedy intruded. A shooting at an ABC affiliate newsroom. The very place where stories are told, where truth is pursued, became the story itself. Gunfire rang out. Journalists, anchors, editors, the people who deliver our morning updates and nightly reports suddenly found themselves running for cover, praying for safety or mourning colleagues. America watched in disbelief. Another shooting, another workplace shattered, another reminder that beneath all our arguments, beneath all our disagreements, violence waits for its chance to silence us. And it forced a question none of us can escape. While we fight each other with words, are we blind to the violence tearing us apart? Now the nation stands at a crossroads of three powerful moments. Kirk's emotional tribute, Omar's refusal to retreat, and the ABC tragedy. Put together, they are not random headlines. They are a mirror reflecting our deepest divides, our sharpest pain, and our most urgent questions. Charlie Kirk called for remembrance. Ilhan Omar called for resistance. The ABC newsroom reminded us of fragility. And together, they show us a truth we don't want to face. America is both resilient and fractured, both hopeful and broken, both united and divided. It is not just about who is right or wrong. It is about what happens when the voices we follow no longer lead us to healing, but to deeper wounds. Behind the speeches, behind the politics, behind the breaking news banners, there are people, real people. The mother who listens to Kirk and feels her son's sacrifice has not been forgotten. The immigrant daughter who hears Omar and feels seen in a nation that rarely tells her story. The young journalist who now looks over her shoulder every time she walks into the newsroom, wondering if safety is an illusion. These are not just headlines. These are lives. And when leaders speak, when tragedies strike, they echo far beyond the stage and the studio. They land in the hearts of millions who are simply trying to survive the noise of it all. So what does it mean? Where does this collision of tribute, defiance, and tragedy leave us? It means that America is at a threshold, that our leaders' words can unite or divide, that our tragedies should bring us closer, not drive us further apart, that our people deserve more than speeches, more than politics, more than endless arguments. It means we must decide. Do we let moments like these harden us against each other or soften us toward one another? Do we keep turning away from the pain until the next tragedy forces us to look? Or do we face it now together? Ladies and gentlemen, this is not just about Charlie Kirk, not just about Ilhan Omar, not just about ABC. It is about us. It is about who we want to be. It is about whether the next tribute brings healing, whether the next speech brings unity, and whether the next tragedy can finally be the last. History is not written by one leader or one tragedy. It is written by the choices of millions. And tonight, as we reflect on these three powerful moments, we are invited to ask ourselves, what role will we play in the story of our nation? Will we be the ones who turn away, or the ones who stand up, reach across, and fight for something greater than ourselves? The choice is ours. This is more than politics. This is more than controversy. This is life. This is America hurting, hoping, searching for light in the storm. Charlie Kirk's bold tribute reminded us of memory. Ilhan Omar's defiance reminded us of division. The ABC tragedy reminded us of fragility. Together, they remind us of responsibility. And that, my friends, is where the story leaves us not with answers, but with questions. Questions we cannot ignore. Questions only we can answer. So I ask you tonight, what kind of America do you want to leave behind?